On Thursday, August 24th, 2023, I attempted to craft a Bulborb from the Pikmin series out of clay. And I failed miserably. I'll show off the final thing at the end of the video, or you can just skip right to 5:46 if you want. Please don't do that though, it'll hurt my analytics. Please watch the whole video. Quick backstory stuff. My name is Anthony, 27 years old, and I have always been fascinated by clay and stop motion and other crafts of the sort. I just think it's all neat. When I was 16, I took a sculpting class in high school, and I was not very good at it. I don't have any photos, unfortunately, but I do remember trying to make a very large mug in the shape of Brock Sampson's head from the Venture Brothers, and it ended up looking like a foot. Speaking of body parts, I did manage to find one video of my work from that class. See, we had to get into groups of 3 and make a stop-motion quote-unquote music video. Here's a little bit of ours, sped up for copyright reasons. I'm more than just an option. As you can see, that is my teenage hand smashing, I guess that's supposed to be Drake. I think he's wearing a Supreme logo tank top, and look, obviously this isn't great, but to be fair, it also isn't good either. Anyway, despite my fascination with arts and crafts, I was always awful at all of it. I'm extremely impatient, and these wacky fingers of mine aren't very good at precise tasks such as carving and scraping and whatnot, so I let those dreams die before leaving high school. That's actually really sad. Flash forward to 2020, where I played Pikmin 3 Deluxe and fell in love with all the creatures, specifically Rock Pikmin and Bulborbs, which both have really silly and simple yet appealing designs. Rock Pikmin are literally just rocks with limbs and eyes, fantastic, and I've actually liked Bulborb since I was a kid. I never played Pikmin 1 or 2 back then, but I saw the Bulborbs in clips of the games and on the Pikmin 1 box, and I thought it was appealing that they were equal parts adorable and creepy. I especially loved their lifeless eyes. Funny looking freaks. While playing Pikmin 3, I really wanted to own figurines of those two characters, but there weren't many options available. There is some Pikmin merch out there, but it's mostly all plush toys, and Rock Pikmin especially do not work in plush form. Look at this. Come on. No, I specifically wanted recreations of these characters, lifelike toys that looked like they were plucked out of the actual games, not this, but I couldn't find anything, so I gave up and forgot. Until Pikmin 4 came out, that is. God, Pikmin 4 is such a great game, one of the most purely fun titles on the Switch, and as I was playing through the main story, I once again got obsessed with the Rock Pikmin and Bulborbs. The lust, the desire, it all came rushing back. I wanted them. No, I had to have them. In toy form. But yeah, same problem. There just aren't many figurines of these characters out there. Boy, it's almost as if Pikmin is a very niche franchise or something. So I was about to give up and forget again, but then I watched this old YouTube video from a channel called Sculpted Nostalgia, where they crafted this impressive, fairly accurate Bulborb out of foil and clay. This looked doable to me. Not easy, to be clear, but certainly doable. I mean, I have foil, I've worked with clay in the past, and the video goes through the entire crafting process so I could reference it whenever needed. Okay, I thought, I had some gift card money to blow, so I bought the necessary supplies from Michael's and spent many hours obsessed with this little project. I was gonna make my very own Bulborb. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of me working on it because I wasn't planning to make this video, so I'll do my best to describe the process with words. First, I studied that original Sculpted Nostalgia upload. I watched it maybe 15, 20 times just to wrap my head around what I was getting myself into. I started by shaping the foil ball just like they did, and here was my first brutal mistake. I clumped up way too much heavy-duty foil, which made shaping and minor tweaking incredibly difficult since it was so densely compact. I had no wiggle room, and it got to the point where I had to cut an inch off the back with a bread knife because it was looking too wide. Have you ever cut into a tight ball of foil with a knife before? Yeah, it wasn't easy, but I was still determined, and after over an hour, I finally got a Bulborb exoskeleton that I was pretty satisfied with. Next came the clay, and folks, let me offer a couple of extremely important lessons if you ever plan to make your own Bulborb. 1, buy more clay than you think you need. I only bought 2 ounces of each color, and towards the end, I was working with millimeter-wide chunks of the brown and the red. I looked like Mickey Mouse slicing into a bean to feed his gangly friends. And 2, for the love of God, have a bottle of nail polish remover on hand. See, I was crafting with Sculpey baking clay, just like they use in the video, which can stain your hands very quickly. And because I'm a fucking idiot, I just kept working through it, meaning that I was staining my red clay with brown and then staining my pink clay with maroon. Damn color wheel. Normal soap will not get clay residue off your hands very easily, but clear nail polish remover actually sort of scrapes off any lingering color from your skin. Minus, you know, actual skin color, of course. Anyway, I started by shaping the Bulborb's head, then his pants, I know they're not pants, shut up, then his tongue with clay. So far, minus the colors bleeding into each other, things were looking okay, which made me feel confident. I might actually pull this thing off. Then, everything changed. Folks, I got to the legs. Crafting this stupid Bulborb's legs was one of the most frustrating things. I'm annoyed just thinking about it. They're so small and thin, and like I said earlier, my stupid fingers don't work right, meaning I had to start again quite a few times with increasingly dirty clay to boot. I've also never worked with crafting wire before, which was a whole other mess. I could not get these stupid pieces of crap to cooperate, and then they kept poking out of the clay. I tried salvaging the legs to the best of my ability, but as I've hopefully made clear, the best of my ability is not very good. Needless to say, I was starting to have my doubts. These doubts were exaggerated exacerbated once I got to the eyes. At this point, my hands were smothered in various shades of clay, and I don't know if you know this, but white clay is very easy to stain. So my Bulborb's white eyes, white teeth, and white toenails were all not white anymore, which is when things really started going south. Seeing the mess I made was just a bummer after spending several hours on this project, and I was just... Okay, this always happens with me. I always hit a brick wall and just decide, okay, screw it, let's just hurry up and finish this already. You will see on the final product how I really started half-assing things from here on, especially the eyelids and I guess eye stalks. Every detail of the eyes required careful precision that I just can't do it. I can't be precise. Anyway, thankfully, all I had to do at this point was connect everything together. I attached the legs and eyes to the body, and after rolling out some of the most careless, half-ass polka dots of all time, I threw this thing into a 275-degree Fahrenheit oven for about 40 minutes, and Christ, I can finally go back to watching 30 Rock. Here we go, friends. This is the final product, my Bulborb. Meet Bulb, the stupid Bulborb. He's atrocious and he makes me sick. As you can see, the eyes and legs are seemingly being held up by a thread with random colors smushed all over the place. His white polka dots are more red than white. His mouth, disgusting. His skin, glittering. I did not realize that I bought a clay with a glitter effect, that was my bad. The eyeballs themselves, I mean, let's just say that this creature would definitely have glaucoma if he were alive. Funny enough, he kinda looks more like a fiery Bulblax than a Bulborb, and a smarter man might have chosen to lean into that. But a smarter man probably would have purchased more clay than I did and had enough extra to actually pull off the iconic Bulborb to Bulblax switch, so I'm stuck with Bulb, who I hate. If I were so inclined, I could paint this thing, patch up the polka dots at least, and maybe even redo the eyes and legs. But as I said earlier, I'm an extremely impatient man, so I've decided to keep this guy as is, as a monument to that aspect of myself, and also the laziness. He now sits in my kitchen, next to my bottles of oil and vinegar, and also my container of creatine powder that I keep next to my oils and vinegars for some reason. If I learned anything from this, it's that 1, crafting with clay is not for me. I was seriously getting frustrated. 2, even though this thing looks like shit, I'm still glad I at least tried. And 3, I have to accept the fact that I will never own an actual game-accurate Bulborb figure, and that's okay. There are some things in life that man was simply not meant to have, and I've come to peace with that. I'm lying to myself. Oh, also the next day I made all this other crap, including these rock Pikmin pots, the smallest one inspired by a YouTube short from Studio Tomby, and yeah, these actually aren't that bad. I actually really like the little one, even if it's not totally game accurate. Maybe I should have made the video about these instead of focusing on the massive, embarrassing failure. Alright, goodbye. Oh, please like and subscribe.